I'm Max Bass, MUCC's camp director.
Hello, I'm Joe DeWan, the Huron Pines AmeriCorps member with MUCC.
We're here in the back of the Lansing office to show you all a little bit about watersheds and use our awesome EnviroScape model here. So our EnviroScape model is a pretty cool tabletop demonstration of how different types of pollution enter our waterways. So before we get started, let's talk about what a watershed is.
Yeah, so a watershed is a collection of it's a large drainage area where all the water goes in a given area. So if you take a look at this river here, these creeks, they all drain into this large lake. So that's what a watershed is in a very melted down form.
Great, and so around watersheds, we as humans generally decide to build our cities, our towns, because A, we need access to water, and B, because who doesn't like looking out over a gorgeous lake? All right, so when we talk about our watersheds, one of the things that we really look at is the different types of pollution that enter our watersheds. So we have point source pollution and non-point source pollution. Joe, you want to talk a little bit about that point source pollution?
I'd be happy to, Max. So point source pollution, the way I like to think about it, is something that you can point to. So for example, on our little diagram here, we have this drainage pipe right here. You know, oil, sludge, things that can enter the waterway through that pipe. That's something that you can point to and identify as a area of pollution. So I have some here to demonstrate it. Now, another area on this diagram that is point source pollution is this factory over here. You can see that it has access to one of our rivers here that leads into the lake. Great example of how pollution can enter the watershed is sort of chemicals or sludge entering from the factory into the river, into the lake. Third example of point source pollution is this sewage treatment plant right here. And these two holding pools. Those can contain fecal matter,
all that really good sewage waste that goes down your drain.
Yeah, and that is another way that pollution can get into our water and in our watershed.
So like Joe said, it's called point source pollution because you can point at it. If you were to find a certain chemical in the water, you might be able to identify where that chemical came from. Now, we have other things like non-point source pollution, which is a little trickier to really pin down where certain things come from when they pollute the water. But we have our whole map here, and we can look at a whole bunch of different areas that might contribute. So first off, we have our farm right here, right? Our farmers have constantly doing work in their fields, so we have a lot of soil. So we're gonna add some soil to our mixture, our table right here. We have our forest. As we all know, forests have lots of soil and dirt and can have runoff being on a hill right next to a river, so we'll add some soil there. Over here we have a construction site, another place with work being done, lots of potential soil to be over there. Our lake shores and our ravines here, all places close enough to water that any runoff could end up there. So we'll add some soil here and we'll add some soil here. Now, we also have places like golf courses, which use a ton of pesticides to maintain their beautiful green fairways. So we'll add some pesticides here, and then farmers are also going to use pesticides in their crops. So we'll add some more pesticides here. Anywhere else you can think of pesticides, Joe?
No. Or maybe on the residential lawn?
Yeah, maybe this blue house over here really likes to keep their lawn bug-free, so maybe they're using some pesticides back there. Great. Pesticides are on the map now, and we also have things like cars driving down the road, and those sometimes leak oil, maybe a little gasoline at the gas station spills, whatever it may be. So we'll add a little bit of oil onto our roads here. And then our farm has all these animals, right? Manure, that can leak into our waterways. So we'll add a little bit of manure here. And then our property owners most likely own pets, so we can add a little pet waste to our fields as well.
Man, those pets.
Those pets, man, you gotta love them though. You gotta love them. Yeah. All right, now that our entire diagram here is covered in its topsoil, its fertilizer, its pesticides, its sludge, oil, grease, factory waste, sewage treatment.
Hey Max, I think I see some clouds over there.
Oh yeah? Is it time to make it rain?
I think so. what a storm, right, Max?
Oh, good thing it's sunny now.
Yeah, it's nice out now.
So that was wild. So as we can see, we had runoff from our construction site. The soil came down, the fertilizer from this backyard, and all the dog poop came down into the water. Our golf course fertilizer and pesticides came rushing down into the road. Our forest, or the soil, came rushing down into the river. And if you look here, you can even see that our sewage treatment plants are completely empty now, which is kind of gross.
Yeah,
what happened on your side, Joe?
So over here in the farm, the sediment and the fertilizer all ran off into the lake. Over by the factory, the toxic sludge and the chemicals ran down through this creek into the river, into the lake. And on the road, we had oil left and stuff left by cars that ran off the road into the lake. So a lot of stuff over here.
Yeah, just look at how gross this lake is.
It is, yeah.
I wouldn't want to go swimming in this.
But we do. That's the thing. You know, this is why it's important for our campers and for people to realize that this is the water that we live and we drink and we use out on a daily basis. So, how would someone learn more about how to prevent these sort of water pollutions, Max?
Yeah, so there's a ton of research you can do on your own, but we're really lucky and fortunate to live in a society where we have laws and regulations, right? We got laws about what factories can do and where they can dump their pollution. We have laws guiding farming, and we have things guiding construction sites, and all these laws and regulations to do our best to keep water clean. For you as an individual living at home, really the best thing you can do is just be conscious of what you're doing to your property and what kind of runoff and results might happen in a torrential downpour. Well, thanks for hanging out with me, Joe.
Thanks, Max. Let's clean this up.